Hello to all my college football friends out there. Welcome to another segment of the Buckeye Vinny YouTube channel sports show. My friends, college football is not quite here yet, but Buckeye Vinny here will be bringing college football to all of you. Sit back and enjoy this video. My friends, today's video is going to be the team in the Big Ten that has underachieved in the last 3 seasons in college football in the Big Ten. Now, my friends, when you think of underachieving, the definition is failing to attain a predicted level of achievement or does not do as well as expected. So, my friends, when you stop and look at this team in the Big Ten and this coach. Now, personally, the coach I like, okay? And for me, this is a good team in the Big Ten. They've always had winning records. But when you look at this team, year in and year out, it seems as though they are underachieving. And I am talking about none other than the Iowa Hawkeyes, coached by Kirk Ferentz. Now, for me, like I said, I like this guy. I think he is a good coach. But when you just stop and look at Iowa, year in and year out, they'll get you your 9 wins a year, maybe 10 wins. They'll get to a bowl game, but that's about it. Now, what I'm getting at is we're talking about in the last 3 seasons in the Big Ten, 2021, 2022, and 2023. Kirk Ferentz's record in the last 3 seasons overall, 28 wins, 13 losses. In the last 3 seasons in the Big Ten, Kirk Ferentz's record is 19-9 in the Big Ten in the last 3 years. Now, when you stop and look at this, let's start first with 2021. Coach Ferentz had a nice year that year, okay? They finished 10 wins, 4 losses, 7-2 in the Big Ten. So you might say, well, Buckeye Vinny, how can you say they're underachieving? Well, this is a team, Iowa, that in 2021 started the season a perfect 6-0. And then the wheels fell off. We're talking about a team that lost in the bowl game to Kentucky that year, 20-17. And we're talking about an Iowa team in 2021 that got massacred in the Big Ten championship by the Michigan Wolverines 42-3. So, once again, this is a team that started off 6-0. And after that, they were able to only go 4-4 in the remaining 8 games. Definitely underachieving. Now comes the 2022 season. Now, when you stop and look, I believe that Iowa fans, because of the 10-win year in 2021, had a lot of positiveness about this team in 2022. Well, this is a team that in 2022, Coach Ferentz led to a 8-win and 5-loss season and a dismal 5-4 in the Big Ten. Now, when you think of Iowa, you always think of a very physical defense, okay? Big Ten school. But when you think of Iowa, you do not think of a explosive offense. This is a team in 2022 that only averaged 17 points a game. They had some 2 really miserable losses. One was to Nebraska, 24-17. And we're talking about a Nebraska team that year that only finished 4 wins and 8 losses. Not a good team that year. And another loss came on the hands of their arch rival, Iowa State Cyclones, where Iowa State defeated Iowa Hawkeyes in a defensive battle, 10-7. Iowa State that year in 2022 finished a dismal 4-win and 8-loss season. Now, I look at Iowa, and this is a team that on defense in 2022 only yielded a stingy 13 points to their opponents. So you would have to ask yourself, you got a defense that's only giving up 13 points a game to their opponents. This Iowa team should have won around 11 games in 2022. Not the case. They had an offense that just could not generate anything. You think of Iowa, you think of their splendid, big, physical, talented tight ends. You think of that big, physical O-line. But, when you look at Iowa, not too many position players jump out at you, okay? You're thinking of on average, quarterback that's good enough to just manage that offense, and that's about it. You might think of maybe, at best, average running backs. But, my friends, you look at that defense, they have, and known for, their big, strong linebackers. So, once again, the offense and a team itself underachieved in 2022, only winning 8 games. And like I said, 2 miserable losses to Nebraska and Iowa State. Both of those teams that year were not good. Now you move to 2023, just last season. Once again, an Iowa team that had no offense. This is an Iowa team that averaged 15 points a game on offense. On defense, a stingy, only giving up 14 points a game. This is an Iowa team that in 2023 won 10 games, lost 4, and did finish 7-3 in the Big Ten. So, my friends, you stop and look at this. This, once again, was a Iowa team that started off pretty hot, okay? They started off their first 7 games, 6-1 on the year. But here we go again, my friends. It seems like towards the mid part of the season, Iowa just breaks down. We're talking about an Iowa team that once again made it to the Big Ten championship only to lose to the Michigan Wolverines, getting shut out 26-0 in the Big Ten championship in 2023, and also getting shut out in the bowl game against the Tennessee Volunteers 35-0. So, my friends, you stop and look at this Iowa Hawkeye team. Like I said, in the last 3 years, 28 wins, 13 losses. In the last 3 years, an overall record in Big Ten play of 19-9. Nothing to jump out at you, okay? Average, yes. But this is a big reason why this is a Iowa team that has, in the last 3 years, underachieved. Once again, underachieving. Failing to attain a predicted level of achievement. Or does not do as well as expected. For me, the defensive coordinator for Iowa should be getting a pay raise, okay, in the last 3 years. I believe in 2021, this was a defense that only yielded 18 a game. So in 2021, a defense that gave up 18. 2022, a defense that gave up 13. And just last season, a defense that only yielded 14 points per game to their opponents. But my friends, the X factor is that this team just cannot score points. Case closed. They cannot score points. Can you only imagine if Iowa's defense did not come to play? This would have been a miserable season for Iowa in the last 3 years. So technically Kirk Ferentz was lucky to have a record of 28-13 in the last 3 years. How many games you see that the defense kept Iowa in the game? How many times you would see Iowa pulling out a game of winning a game 9-6 or winning a game 14-10. It's because of the defense. That's why. Now for me, once again, Iowa won 10 games last year. Once again, you might say, well, a 10-win season is pretty darn good. Well, yes, it is. But when you look at a team that year in and year out is picked to be one of the top teams, like I said, they have a very good coach, Coach Kirk Ferentz. But when you see that an offense that just sputters, and how many times that a Iowa team that, as an example, won 10 games could have easily probably won 12 or 13 if they had any type of offensive weapon. We shall see what Iowa will do in the 2024 up-and-coming season. Like I said, my friends, their defense is staunch. Okay, you got to put their defense right up there with Penn State, Ohio State, and Michigan. You truly do. Okay, once again, in 2022, only yielding 13 points per game on defense, and in 2023, only yielding 14 a game. You betcha you have to put them right up there with Penn State, Ohio State, and Michigan when it comes to the Big Ten defense. But my friends, like I said, speaking of the offense, there's not much to speak about, okay? This is an offense that actually depends on their defense to get turnovers and to possibly get them in good field position to get some type of chip shot field goal or, half the field for an offense that sputters to try to just come up with something on offense. So once again, my friends, I do believe that Iowa will be decent in 2024, okay? Without a doubt, they'll be very good on defense, like they have been the last 3 years. But on offense, look for them to sputter again. But this is why I'm doing that the team in the Big Ten that has underachieved in the last 3 seasons. And for me, that would be the Iowa Hawkeyes. My friends, if you are new to my channel, please by all means click on that subscribe button. Always free to do so. If you like this video, please click on the like button, and like always, hit the bell so that when I do upload a video, you will be notified. Like always, my friends, please comment down below. I love to read your comments, and everybody knows me out there that I do my very best to get back to every comment that is sent to me. I just would like to know, not only on this video, but how you feel about the Iowa Hawkeyes underachieving in the last 3 years. Like always, peace out. God bless. Keep the faith. Stay safe. Buckeye Vinny is out of here.